guys, welcome to another episode. I don't know why the music's still going, but welcome to the episode of Outrun the Neon Sun. Excuse me, Arcades Anonymous. I was editing a video. So it's a little echo going on. I'm going to turn that thing off. So, guys, welcome to the show. Moat, welcome. Headshake TV, welcome. We have a great show planned for you guys. I'm fooling with a few new things. Got a new camera. And I got a new sound stuff. So hopefully this looks a little bit better. You can see my pimples a little bit more and my lack of skin. So welcome, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for joining us in the chat. We got Nerd Lounge Master, Chaotic. We got Toxin, Stupid Fat Hobbit, Multicade Matt, Papa Brad, Ritual Dello, and we got a bunch of guys. So let's say this really quick. We'll introduce Moat first. Moat, you shaved. Moat is Mike of all trades. Moat, why don't you tell us a little bit about you, your channel, what you're about, and we'll go from there.
Oh, okay, cool. First and foremost, thank you for having me on the panel. For those of you who might not know who I am, my name is Mike of all trades. I'm a content creator here on YouTube, and I make content about home arcades. I make home arcade about tech, and then on the Mo Plays channel, we play fighting games and enjoy stuff on the arcade one-ups every Friday night on I Got Next to bring back that old feeling of competition, togetherness, etc., etc. I'm a nerd. I like long walks on the beach. I'm a connoisseur of chicken wings, and yeah, I'm shaved because I do things for the kids.
You are shaved. Do I still sound like I'm in a?
You're good now.
Okay.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine.
I was echoing before. Well, Moat, you did shave. Why did you? Well, we're going to talk about why you shaved in a second, but I do want to introduce Mike from Headshake TV. We got 3 mics represented on our show this evening. Mike, tell us a little bit about your channel and what you are about, because it's a little bit different.
A little bit. What's up, guys? Thanks for having me. My name is Mike. I run a business called Headshake TV. Fishing videos kind of went from me being an amateur skateboarder and filming skateboarding, and then I kind of turned that trait into filming fishing videos. I've been doing it maybe about 10 years. Just documenting our daily catch, and people like to watch it. So was doing that for a while, and I've been in the arcade space about a year now. I just got my 20th one-up.
20.
So
Wow.
The addiction is real. It's real. And yeah, so 21 ups, and I got the Legends pinball.
Oh, so you do have that. Okay, so you got something else besides just all arcade. Do you have an IR arcade?
I don't.
Okay. Any interest in that whatsoever?
No comment.
No comment. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, yeah, because I don't want an answer, Mike.
There's no negative talk on here, right? So no comment.
True. That's true. Well, no, there can be negative talk, just no drama, right? I mean, we got to be honest, right, with our feelings towards certain things. But as long as it's in good.
It's a big day for iArcade.
It is. It is a big day for IR Arcade. So we got a fun show. I think it's super mellow, and we, like I said, welcome everybody. I'm going to try to do my best to kind of manage this. If you guys saw my live show on Sunday, it was a train wreck. So please don't go watch that. I'm trying to figure things out.
It was great, Mike.
Dude,
too late.
We loved it.
No, dude,
Yes.
it was horrible. Yeah, because you guys are my friends, and you feel sorry for
Come
me.
on.
Oh, it was
What's
horrible.
not great about Sega?
Well, I mean, the fact that I don't know how to run OBS basically is how it is. So,
Oh, that's easy. I can help you with that. That's easy.
okay, Moat, stop showing off, man. I'm just trying to make it. That was horrible. Top notch, Dan. Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Todd. So, okay, so I do want to do this. So we always have a set of things that we want to kind of not get out of the way, but talk about. And the first thing that we're going to jump into is the most amazing guy ever and the most amazing video ever. So let's take this away. Uh-huh.
I thought you were going to start out with Mike or Jesse when you said the most amazing guy.
Oh,
Well,
that's the intro ever, man.
Actually, real quick, I do want to welcome back Jesse. For those of you guys who are watching, Jesse is a part of the crew, and it's so good to see you back, Jesse.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
Appreciate
it's great to see you, Jesse.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I
Thank you.
appreciated the love and support that you've always been giving all of us. So you're just an
Yeah,
amazing.
and I just want to say I appreciate everybody that reached out. I got so many emails from all you guys and everything, and I really do appreciate that. Thanks. I really do.
Yeah.
It kept me going through a crappy time. So
Yeah. Well, you're back. You got out of the hospital today. Hopefully, you don't have any more tubes stuck in you. Do you have any more? Do you have anything like that? Did you
I don't even know. I don't even know. They could be. I didn't even check yet.
Well, you would. I think you would know. I'm just saying. I think you would.
I know. I'm numb. I'm numb from the neck down. I don't know.
Oh yeah, don't say that. Don't say that. All right. Well, Phil, give us some uplifting updates. What do you
right.
have for us?
Well, my last video I did, we went to Best Buy, and we were talking
Really,
about
that's so weird that you went.
I know. I never go to Best Buy.
He has a tent set up in the parking lot waiting for Fast
No,
and
like-
Furious.
I want to try something different this week. We're talking about the Arcade 1-Up warranty. So I was just under the assumption that if we downloaded that app, that they'd give us an extra 90 days. But it's just an extra 90 days after. It's got to be in that 6-month window.
Right.
And I guess I just understood it the wrong
See,
way.
I thought the same thing, though. I did. I thought the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
I
they
don't
did a
need
really
to.
bad. They did a really bad job explaining it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It seemed very, very odd, but I was under the same impression. So who knows?
last
Ralphie says you have guns.
Ralphie. Last week, this marquee right here went out. This is the stock marquee for Ridge Racer. So I swapped it out. You can kind of see it here in the behind me. I got a Simpsons marquee, peeled it off, and then I put the Sabos over it. So that wasn't covered, and it was with shipping and taxes, $102 for this from Arcade 1-Up. $102 is shipped to Wisconsin.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That's insane.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money. I mean, it's just, if things go wrong, I mean, how much are we going to invest in the cab on just a stock part?
Yeah.
For a machine you paid $300 for.
Well, I paid more than that. I didn't get
Oh, did you-
I didn't get
you
Ridge
didn't
Racer
get it
at
on sale?
300. No, I got a bunch of Kohl's cash though.
Yeah, that's one thing that I'm a little frustrated with Arcade 1-Up and their ability to not necessarily have products readily available. And if you do, you kind of have to swap some things out. Like if I wanted a marquee for my Galaga cabinet, I needed to buy what you did, right? And then kind of swap it out with a better marquee. And it kind of it just seems like it's really expensive to do any upgrades if you do it through them.
I mean, do you save one of your cabinets when you're like making room in your arcade? Do you save one for parts? Mike, are you thinking about
Yeah.
seriously?
I am now because, I mean, I've wanted a riser before, and just trying to find a riser is next to impossible. You're going to pay over $100 for one. So, yeah, I'm really tempted to keep my Midway Legacy just to use for parts.
So
Yeah,
I got a funny story regarding the marquee, like Phil's talking about. So I got my Ridge Racer 6 months ago when everybody was buying them. The sticker was crooked on the marquee,
Oh,
and you
sweet.
could totally notice it. So I opened a ticket, showed them the pictures, receipt, serial number, all that. Cool, we're going to send you a new marquee. 3 weeks later, I get the marquee, open it up. It's a Frogger marquee.
Oh, sweet. Oh,
Reopened another ticket. They said, just keep the Frogger marquee.
nice.
Sent me a brand new Ridge Racer, no charge. And that was 6 months ago.
Wow, that's actually pretty good. I mean,
So now I got 2 extra marquees that I could peel the sticker off of and do that with.
Well, get the Sabos, okay? If you're gonna get
yeah.
get a new mark, go Sabos. He's the best.
Yeah.
yeah.
But that was before the app launched, I guess. So that was when they were more giving of the stuff. Now they've changed, I'm guessing.
Well, I mean, like, okay, so we have to, real quick, Phil, I don't mean to interrupt, but we got to be, I mean, so they're going to make mistakes, right? I mean, we're still, like, I'm doing a video that's probably going to go live in a couple days, but it's all about the Arcade 1-Up experiment, right? I mean, they're still in the experimental stuff, right? I mean, they aren't going to perfect everything. Sure, they should probably look at some other companies. But I don't necessarily want to be like, hey, they got to get everything right 100% of the time. No company does that. I mean, no company. eBay, I mean, that's what their livelihood is, individuals. But they don't have the volume. They don't have the constant problems, technical difficulties. I don't know. I think for us to be like, oh, man, this is just a horrible company. The thing is horrible. Like Corner Case says, the warranty stuff is BS. Arcade 1-Up needs to stand by their products. They should have any problems. So something happens, they need to back it up. Why would I pay for parts? And for me, like, I get that, Danny, but the reality is, like, they're gonna continue to make mistakes. So how do we respond to those mistakes? Like, we can't get all up in arms and super frustrated, but also I don't think we should have to pay over $100 for a marquee. So
I mean, they're in it to make money. I mean that's the bottom line. And I mean,
how long have you had the Ridge Racer? How long have you had that cabinet?
Probably July would be a year.
Okay.
So how
just
long
do what
do they
Bill said and just keep
give
buying
you?
the new model.
keep
well,
upgrading?
Yeah, just
Exactly.
keep upgrading.
So
right?
let's just say Mortal Kombat 4 does come out. Fine, we'll sell our deluxe.
Oh,
right,
don't get me into that again.
Dude, if
Your
you do
wife's
that, I'm
gonna
gonna
kill me.
shoot you, bro.
That
Like,
would be so
don't do
mad.
that. Just got this, Yeah, Steve, you're right. They are a business, but they are gonna make mistakes. They're a small business. They're very much a small business. I don't know, Mo. You're kind of being quiet. What do you think?
Well, I thought it was my phone, but somebody's phone was going nuts.
Yeah.
But I'm listening to you guys talk about your Ridge Racer, and I'm like, mine is sitting in my living room next to the ALP, and I still haven't put it together yet. I'm like, should I return it or
Yeah, right. I know.
no? But seriously, it was when they announced the whole extended thing, and I had the same thought. On an episode of Show and Show, I had Travis on, and Travis clarified, and he's like, no, this is 90 days added on to your original date. And I was like, well, that's kind of, it's kind of bad. It's a bad look. You can't hype something up and say, well, you guys get 90 days if you sign up on the app, because then what are you registering on the app for? It's misleading. There was no clarification. There's no communication about it. I guess it's one of the things that I kind of get frustrated with Arcade What Up about. It's like, you have this app. You can tell people what's going on. You can give them proper information, yet there's still a little bit of it out there. Even to this day, the app's been out for almost a month now, and people still have bad information about the warranty. If they'd be different if their customer service could do leaps and bounds, and it all depends on who you get a hold of. It's, well, some stuff's cool and they'll replace it. But then something like, oh, well, we'll charge it. Well, if you're going to charge replace parts now, have a price list on your website. So like, okay, hey, if you need a marquee for Gen 1 through 3, it's going to cost you X amount. If you need a PCB replacement without a warranty, it should cost this amount. I think a lot of that would just be more transparent for the consumer. And so for me, that's the stuff that they need to do. And again, now I'm scared to open my Ridge Racer. So thanks for that.
Well, do you think it's an inventory issue because they don't have a ton of extra marquees because they just bought into having the full thing? I mean, I don't think they have this plethora of inventory for these things to be able to post on the website. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you tell me. It seems like it's one of those things where, yeah, it would certainly be nice. It would be much better business practice, but do they even have that capability?
Right.
I don't know.
I mean, it's again, I've heard John say numerous times that they're not a parts business. It's kind of why you can't buy coin doors, et cetera, et cetera. But if you buy a cabinet and now you scan a serial number and now you say, hey, I don't have XYZ or XYZ isn't working because of this, they'll either replace it under warranty. If it's not under warranty, they charge you. So essentially, aren't you still a parts business? Aren't you still technically doing the same thing? You're making people go through hoops to get the things that they want, when essentially, you could just sell it outright. But then there's the other side of that where everybody would try to buy it. So I get it. But
there's the functionality though too, right? Where
Right.
It needs to be functional. If it's not, then they should have the parts readily available for their absolutely. I mean, that would be ridiculous if they don't.
Jesse said it best in his review on that Pawn head-to-head is every time we open a box, we're just, we're on thin ice until everything like turns on. You're afraid of something wrong with that cabinet.
right.
Always, yeah.
There's
You know what I
always that
do?
possibility.
I never even put them together first. I always just take the control panel, the LCD, and just plug it in.
Plug it
see
in.
if
Yep.
everything-
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Good idea.
Yes, sir.
That's actually I've never done that. That's way too smart. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
no.
you're thinking way too
That's
much.
what I
right
do.
there.
Yeah, that's the way you have to do it.
Yeah.
I think but one of the good things with them switching over to the form factor, like the new deluxes and these versions of cabinets, is that now that they've got their form factor down, now they will have the parts for replacement as far as cosmetics go. PCBs and marquees are a different story, but for the most part, everything else will be readily available, whether it would just be a thing of reskinning it or whatever else. If they stick to the same form factor, then the parts can be made. So again, still experimental phase. What is this, year 5? So,
Yeah.
I've been having a problem with the control board on the Tempest cabinet. I've been having that for quite a while. I put a ticket in 6 months ago. they said they were going to send it out. It hasn't been here for 6 months, so
Wow.
I haven't heard anything from them. So
Yeah, that's you got to bug them. I mean, that's interesting because for me, like I've had so many good stories where people tell me how great the customer service is, but there are a few bad apples, right? That are you're still kind of getting this like I've heard nothing. It took Ralphie forever to get his cab, but then they went over and abundantly to make up for it and give him a free cab. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah. I want to see some of these. You guys have been making some good comments. Stupid Fat Hobbit is probably my favorite commenter. He says, "Is Michael Myers in the room with one of you guys? I hear some serious heavy breathing.
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
I'm waiting for one of you to get choked out with a 70s telephone."
Jesse, don't you have Michael Myers heads behind you?
behind me, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Phil, anything else, bud?
No, I just want everyone to know. I mean, I thought maybe it was just me, but I was just under the impression $102, guys, for this. And I mean, it's an LED. LEDs are supposed to last forever, right? I mean, I don't think this is going to be an issue for a lot of people. It's just it's a fluke thing. The more cabinets you get, you're going to run into stuff.
Yeah.
How many hours?
Emote
How many hours
may
did you
as
play
well.
on it?
Not a lot.
No.
I'm laughing. MG says, "I'd like to keep all my cabs boxed until way after the warranty has expired. It gets me excited then when opening them."
Well, keep them boxed and then strip them down and sell them for parts. You probably got $2,000 worth of parts sitting there.
That's probably true. It probably ups the
The
value.
thing is, Moat, that Ridge Racer it's a hot cabinet right now because of the Buy Stuff mod. Like,
Yeah.
you could get at least $500 probably for it. I mean, that's
Yeah. Oh no, my intention isn't to sell it. I actually bought it so that I could do the Buy Stuff Arcade mod. That's why it's not open yet. So when I get that in, then I'll
Did
open
you
it because
did you order it?
Yeah.
Mike and I got ours today.
Yeah,
Oh,
I did
nice.
too.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's cool.
I actually returned mine. I actually said, "All right, so it's full transparency. I bought the Buy Stuff mod, and it was coming, and they're like, hey, it's going to be arriving." I'm like, "You know what? I don't want it anymore." Because I actually wanted to use that money for Sega Genesis games. So I know I'm an idiot, but that's okay. I'm kind of bummed that I did that, but I'm also glad at the games I got. So
Did you guys open that box? That box is huge. What the heck
Yeah,
is in
it looks like there's a back panel in there, a new back panel or something.
Yeah, I don't know what that
that? Oh, is that? Yeah, I think it
That's
is.
what I'm
yeah.
guessing. That's what it is. There's a hole cutout. So
I
maybe you
think
can
it
fish
is.
wires
You're
through
right.
it.
I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right. There has to be because they have the amplifier.
Yeah.
So they have these speakers in there, so you can.
Right.
It's already cut out for you and stuff. Yeah, I forgot about that. But it's awfully heavy for just. I thought it was just going to be that little box.
So was I. Yeah.
I haven't looked in it yet, so.
Yeah, it's gonna take all weekend. Let's be honest here.
Nooner
Oh,
says,
well, maybe all weekend for you, probably a month for me.
the ESA mod is great. Wish it had Fast and Furious on it, so I don't drunk buy the new one. Yeah, that's definitely something you want to be cognizant of for sure, Nooner. The Ridge Racer cab was a pain to assemble. Did you guys get the amps? That's cool. All right. Okay, so I do want to ask you guys this, and one thing that I texted you earlier today, Phil, was to ask if I think an interesting discussion, point that we all can kind of talk about for a second. And I'd love to hear from Headshake. I'd love to hear from Moat first, if that's okay. But if you had to turn on YouTube, right, and you could only watch, what would be the first channel that you guys would watch? Like, what content creator do you guys love the most? Is that fair to say? I don't want to be like, okay, so you can qualify that however you guys want, but sorry, I'm just reading the comments. But
Is that
Who's going first here?
Yeah, I was gonna say who's going first.
Jake, you go first, buddy.
Oh, me?
No, let's do. I think he's frozen. Uh-oh, Mike, are you frozen? Oh, there he is. Okay.
Well, I'm going first.
Yes, you're going.
Content creator. Oh, are we talking in this space or altogether?
Yeah. It doesn't. I guess it doesn't matter, but do a content creator in this space, in this niche.
You know what? I started with watching Justin Console Kits. He's kind of the go-to. Him, P-Dubs. I kind of flicker around and just see. I'm constantly watching them while I'm working or listening to my earbuds while I'm working at work, and so those are the top three. Justin's rad. Like his content.
Yeah, he's got some good stuff on Sunday nights. He always goes live, right? Does he do it during the week?
Occasionally, and he's been doing some during the week. Oh, you know what? 19K Fox is my boy, though. You gotta love his. I gotta love his stream. So he's up there.
Okay. All right. All right, Mo. Let's hear it.
Okay. Well, in this space, I guess in this space, that's hard. But I'm gonna go with Ralph because I like Ralph. Like literally inspired me to start this. So retro Ralph, especially his old stuff, like when he's laying down with the TMNT and
Yep.
with the Raphael suit on and eating the pizza through the suit and whatever else, right? Like watching his old stuff, and then even see his new branching stuff now. Ralph is somebody I watch. Like I watch him all day, every day. B, because B's great. I love B.
Uh-huh.
That dude's awesome. Because he does like a lot of stuff that I mentioned. He's into fighting games. He's into modding stuff. You know, he's just genuinely a nice individual. That's a loaded question. Like, who do you watch in the home arcade space? Let's see. Like, just putting you two all together. Like, I'm a foodie, so I watch like Josh Weissman. I watch like Uncle Roger and Google Foods. Like, it all depends on the mood. You know, I don't know about anybody else, but there's a mood that you have to be when you want to watch content. You know, like
Totally.
there's just certain vibes. So it's kind of hard. You know, it's kind of hard to say who I'm watching in the moment. But in the home arcade space, if they've got something out, you know, absolutely, I'm watching that. And then it's kind of like you try to watch everybody, so you're pretty much playing catch up a lot of the time. So it's not like one content creator is better than the other one. You know what I mean? It's just more of trying to integrate it into your time frame, and eventually you'll get to something. You know, like Mike B. I can watch Mike B stuff like water. You know, I literally ended the stream and literally watched Mike B last night. You know what I mean? It's just that's just the ebb and flow of it. You know, it's hard. It's genuinely hard. It's for me that, but also try to look for smaller creators. You know, smaller creators to watch because you like seeing new takes and new perspectives on things. So PD7, Toxin, you know what I mean? Like those are the cats that like I'm checking out and I'm watching their stuff and I'm like, this is really freaking good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. Especially the mods that he's doing, man. I love Toxin. I'm gonna have him on here soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, so MG says Uncle Roger. Hiya. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Actually,
MJ87 says I only watch the bad guy. I got you, Mike.
Nice.
Yeah.
My fan has arrived.
I don't ask that to try to like say, oh, what about Phil, Mike, Jesse, or myself? I really do want to know because I feel like we as content creators that are smaller, like you've been around the block, Moat, for a really long time. Headshake, you've been doing this for a long time. It's so brand new for me in this area. And so I'm still trying to figure out who I like, right? I'm trying to figure out who's positive, who's encouraging, who's not constantly down, right?
Well, yeah, but the easy way to tell who's positive and negative, just look at the comment section. The way people reply to comments in the comment section will tell you a lot about the kind of community that somebody is fostering. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And let's be real, we're all content creators. We all have bad days. Let's be real, and he's watching right now, so I owe Biggie D an apology because Biggie D will come and he'll do some stuff, and I'll be like, dude, no, not this. He has great intentions sometimes, but I know I've ripped him, so for that, I'm sorry. But again, Biggie D, he puts out content. I actually watch his stuff. Legit. I watch his stuff, and it's just kind of like, well, okay, cool. He gets it. He's hungry. I think P-Dub said it best one time. Let the newer people come in and let them cover the things so you get a fresh perspective on it because realistically speaking, if you hear the same voices say the same things over and over and over again, you're not getting a different view on something. It's like an artist. If you're painting a picture and your inspiration is the Mona Lisa, if you keep staring at the Mona Lisa, it's not going to make you want to do something different. Whereas if you see a Da Vinci or you see something different, it might give you a different kind of perspective. You know, so looking at bigger is always nice, but I always look at the smaller people because you guys are the fresh takes. You guys are the fresh breath of air in this community. And I think that's more important than looking at somebody who's genuinely established. You know, that's just personally the way that I look at things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
The
That
new
makes
blood.
sense.
The new blood.
Yeah. What about you, Phil? Who's your go-to guy?
It's everyone I'm subscribed to. I'm gonna answer a safe question here. I don't watch anything but YouTube.
Yeah.
Put it this way: I've seen one episode of The Mandalorian this year, and I have Disney Plus. All I
that's
watch
kind
is
of
YouTube.
wrong. That's kind of wrong.
It's just so much going on. Mike just put up a video right before the show went on. I mean, I watched half of it. I mean, it's just something that I'll watch if I'm working out downstairs or uploading, doing some edits on the video. It's just YouTube's always on.
Yeah.
you got to keep up with everybody because we're all watching each other.
Mhm.
And,
Yeah.
and the good thing about YouTube is there's no, when it comes to, like, at least in this space, there's no season finales. There's always a continuation. I know people joke around like, yeah, the end of season 1 of Super Game Room Dudes, whatever. But then the next week there's the next episode. So I mean, like, there's never a break. That there's going to be content that you can go and check on and view. And I think that's one of the more important things. But again, if you ever want to know anything about a content creator, read their comment section. You will instantly know what kind of person you were dealing with.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. And I think that's really interesting. What about you, Mike? I mean, I know that you're newer in this area too. Who's your go-to?
Am I the last mic left?
No,
The two
sorry,
other
the
mics
bad
go?
guy. Yeah, the other two mics went. We'll get to Jesse
Okay.
last.
Okay, so I guess I would have to say probably Console Kits and 19K Fox are the two that I always go to, just because they're the two guys that I discovered first once I started getting into the whole arcade thing. Back when Justin was doing the 1UP Weekly show, I think he had, and that just kind of made me realize that there was a whole lot more to this home arcade thing than just me buying a couple cabinets. That there was a whole lot of other people out there, and
Yeah.
ever since then I've been hooked, and I've been watching those guys pretty religiously. Now I will say, like Phil, my phone, every time a notification goes off to anybody that I'm subscribed to, I'm watching it. So I'm watching everybody's stuff and being entertained by it.
See,
Yeah.
that's interesting. You found Kits through 1UP Weekly. I found him actually modding a Nintendo, a top loader. So that's what got me with Console Kits.
Yeah, that must have been way back, huh?
Yeah, in the Wayback Machine.
I think Rich Wildello is being sarcastic right there when he's talking about Tech Buzz is the worst, but Steven is his favorite.
I just, the funnest that it's ever been for YouTube was when they all did the Red Cross Tribe. I mean, that was like an 8-9 hour marathon.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I know.
That was just the best. Moat, I bought the Mortal Kombat 2 on your stream, and I think you had the Ms. Pac-Man Partycade.
I had the Mortal Kombat Legacy. I had the Pac-Man full size. That's what I was actually proud of that stream. I raised a bunch of money during our block.
Yeah, I bought the Mortal Kombat 2 that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, real quick, B, if you could kind of give us updates on the score, that'd be outstanding for the Lakers game. I'd like to know. No one else. Maybe just Mike Headshake and I want to know, but I definitely want to know the score on that.
We're all pulling for the Lakers, aren't we?
Well, we got a Kings game tonight too. LA Kings.
I know that's true. That's true. That's rare.
Game 2.
That's right. So G.I. Joe says Mike TV likes Console Kits. It seems to always find him and stay on him after playing a video. Stupid Fat Hobbit says, hold our horses here, people. Did we give a shout? Yeah, thanks. We don't need to give a shout out to that, but MG is my favorite is what Tech Buzz says. So yeah. All right. Jesse, tell me, what's your go-to?
My go-to, I think, 98% of the time would be ASMR Lily. I just love that head scratching thing she does. Oh,
Wow.
wait, are we talking about arcades?
Wow, that just got awkward really quick. I mean, that's cool. If you're into that sort of thing, Jesse, I'm not going to judge. You're really supposed to. I'm just kidding.
It's this head thing, you know.
No, move on, please. I don't want to think.
Oh,
about
I'm
the
sorry,
head
I'm
right
sorry.
now. All right, no, you're good. You're good.
No, I peruse around everybody. Depending. I mean, I've been hanging out and watching you guys a lot now. Dan, Phil, Mike, Multicade, Matt. Really loving all your content. So it's really been keeping me busy with content. Nerd Lounge Master. I love his stuff. T's stuff. I love his stuff too. It's getting really good. Papa Brad's. I catch a lot of his. His is a lot about iArcade. I don't really have any iArcades, but I like a lot of his content.
Yeah, yeah. He puts a lot of content out there. Papa Brad, you need to slow the freak down, man. I can't even catch up. I'm like 54, things behind, man. I can't even catch up. I'm kidding. Yeah, it's funny when I think about this though, Jesse, and I think you're hitting on a good point. I really watch my friends, right? Those that I know. And this full transparency, Moat, I'm only starting to watch you. I haven't watched you that much in the past, but I don't have a ton of time, right? Being full-time pastor, chaplain for the fire department, I'm constantly going teaching. So for me, like I watch the bad guy. I watch Phil. I watch Jesse. I watch these guys that I'm close with, right? I watch Steve from the Tech Buzz. Anything that he's doing, like because these guys are like my friends, so to speak. So that's kind of my go-to. And it's interesting, if I have time, I'll go to the bigger channels, although I do go to B every single time he does something. I try to support him too. But because again, he's my friend, right? I'm having lunch with him on Friday. Like, he's just a good friend. So I think everybody's really wanting to talk about the Celtics Lakers final being epic. But all right, yeah. So I was just interested because I want to know, because I think influence, right, and positivity is a huge thing right now, because there's a little bit of. So someone told me it best, I think, and I'll preface it with this. There's a lot of content creators who feel like once you reach a certain amount of subscribers, you're almost like cooler than the rest of the kids in school, right? And you kind of get a little bit of a head, right, on your shoulders. And to me, it's a disappointing thing, because we are sharing such a small niche that for people to kind of feel arrogant because they have a certain amount of subscribers is, to me, laughable. Because we are the kind of, like, we all are small potatoes, to quote my friend. Like, we're small potatoes. We are nothing in the drop of the bucket when it comes to YouTube. We don't have millions of subscribers. We don't have millions of views. We're all just doing arcade stuff that we love, right? So for us to kind of like, put people on pedestals, I think we all need to be very careful with that, because we can start sinking into the drama and kind of bearing their burdens with them when it's unnecessary. We just want to have a good time. So that's kind of what, I've been noticing a lot. Fox says, not true. I've never been cooler than anyone. Just ask my kids. But preach is what TechBuzz says. So, I mean, I think it's a good thing. It's a good practice to kind of go, who are we watching? Who are we into? And are we getting encouragement from them? Or are we finding ourselves kind of angry because of the things that they're putting on us? So we got to be real careful with that. And that's actually, Mo, what I've been loving about what you've been saying and your charity stream. So I want to talk a little bit, Mike, we'll get to your segment, but I want to talk a little bit about your charity stream, why you did it, because to me, that is a huge selling point for our community if we can focus on some of these positive things. And you did that. So tell me a little bit about it.
So, there's an echo. That's not music. No, that's not me. Wait, no, I hear it though. Okay. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah, you're good.
So, this past Sunday on the Mo Plays channel, I ran a charity stream for Extra Life. Extra Life is a charity that works with the Children's Miracle Network. Mine benefited Children's Hospital here in Wisconsin, because that's close to me, not only for just growing up and actually having to be there for almost a week, but because they helped with my son when my son was born. So for me, that's personal.
Yep.
We raised over $2,000. We're on pace to crush the goal from the total from last year. And for me, it's all about giving back. Like it's more than just people like, oh, well, it's just you want to do it for this. No, I'm doing this because Steve Schwarzenstruber, he's in the IRK community. He was going around and he does a lot of charity stuff. He goes around with his R2D2, him and his daughter, and they go do charity stuff. And he talked to me last year and he's like, hey man, he's like, yo, did you ever think about doing this? And I was like, I've been wanting to. I was like, dude, I don't think I'm big enough to do it. And he's like, bro, just do it. So we ran a 12-hour stream and we raised like $2,200. 19K Fox paid $200 to make me play Superman 64 for an hour, and it was just like, man, it's not only that it feels good, it's knowing that you're like genuinely like helping people.
Yep.
And I think that's like kind of what this is about. It's about helping individuals, because you never know anybody's situation. And I always try to put myself like, well, if I'm in this situation, I would want, this is more than just things for the kids. It can be financial. It can be whatever that they support. You know what I mean? And for me, if I can just entertain for 12 hours and we can sit there on stream and we can laugh, and if I can shave my head and my eyebrows and whatever else and do karaoke or whatever random stuff we're doing just to raise some funds, I'm all about it. Yeah. And for me, it's just one of these things where I'm like, okay, I'm doing this. And it sucks because I know there's content creators that are bigger than me that could maybe try to do something like that. Again, that's why I was so down with Smog City, because it's, no matter what the profit margin was, whatever else, right? Whatever it was, we were genuinely there to help people.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that's what it should be about. It should be about helping people. And I think,
not to interrupt you, but it's using our influence, not narcissistically, not focused on self, not selfishly, but using our influence for something that's good. Yeah. And that's actually why I wish more content creators would be focused on providing stuff that they love, right? Yeah. Not ripping on things that they don't love.
Right.
I'm really over that. To me, it's very frustrating to me.
And it's the main reason why I did it on my secondary channel. People are like, well, why don't you do it on your main channel? Because, and I hate saying it like this, sometimes in the home arcade community, it's a lot of negative energy, you know, and it's like, I don't need that crossing over. This is something good that we're doing, you know, and for me, it's about the good. I don't care. It's still going on. It's never getting like every dollar helps. We're doing it again in October so we can really push it again. So help. Like people just do something good, you know, like that's it takes nothing to do something just good.
But Mo, why don't you try to not? I mean, this is totally up to you. But as an idea, you don't have to carry that alone, right? You can get so many. I'm sure 19K Fox. I'm sure B. I'm sure all these guys would love to help. You know, like I mean, I don't know 19K Fox at all, but I know B and I know his heart. You know, so. Yeah, no,
B's. When I say B is a great individual, I don't say that because he's nice or whatever. He's genuinely a good dude, you know, genuinely a person that I like. Yeah, he's great. Honestly, B is great. One of like many, but he's top S tier in my book. And yeah, I could ask other people to do it. I could, but I'm always the kind of person who's like, I don't want to depend on other people. Yeah, I always feel like I could just do it by myself, you know, because if something succeeds, it's on me. If something fails, it's on me. If something goes wrong, it's on me. And if something goes right, it's on me, you know. But it's just about doing that stuff. Now, if anybody's interested in October, you'll let me know.
Really. Like, come on, man. Well, because the reason why I ask is because I love that, right? So when my son passed away, right, and this was about 11 years ago now, we're coming up on December of 2010 is when he passed away. I guess, oh my gosh, 13 years ago. It was one of the hardest experiences of our life, right? He was born at Children's Hospital and he passed away in my arms. It was the worst thing ever. And when we kind of were recovering from such a trauma that we experienced, we could have either been like so consumed with ourselves, or we could have said, you know what, like God has given us a platform to be able to reach into people's lives with the trauma that we experienced and be able to do good, right? And I kind of see that with YouTube as well. Like if he gives us any sort of subs, if anybody enjoys any of our content, we should always be using that as a platform for good and making a difference. And some of these kids, like for me, we do it now. This isn't self-promotion at all, so I apologize if it seems that way, but we do something called Samuel's Trees. So my son's name was Samuel James Parkins, and he was just a beautiful boy. And while we were there, someone gave us a Christmas tree full of gift cards. And that's what we do now. We put $300 worth of gift cards on these Christmas trees, and we go to all the children's hospitals. And, you know, it's been an amazing experience to be able to do what we've done. And I want to be able to, what you're doing with that community and with this community, I want to be involved in something like that. Even though I only have 1,000 subs, I'm a small time channel. Don't get me wrong. I only have those subs though, because of B, because of other people who have been promoting me. It's not because I'm great. And the reality is none of us are. We're all small potatoes, but we can do something as a community because we're an army. Like there's so many people who are watching these things, who are doing the views, who are subbing. That's an army of people that we can kind of, you know, mobilize to do some really good in lives that are hurting and desperate. So I won't start preaching. I apologize, but it's just something that it's on my heart. And I was so excited that you did that. It was the most encouraging thing to me to see you do that. And to see you be there to go, you know what, I'm putting this for other people and not just for myself. It's not about my name. It's about helping other people. Yeah. So I don't know.
And it still is. It still is. Again, the link is live. It still is about helping. And for me, that's what it's about. No benefits, nothing else. It's just let's do something good for people. And I think as a community, I wish there would be more of that, you know.
Yeah.
But your cause is awesome. Your cause is absolutely awesome. I can't imagine how you dealt with that. But
it wasn't easy, but you know what? Well, I won't start preaching. I don't think anybody wants to hear me start preaching, but
I do.
By God's grace, man, alone. That's it. I can't even handle it when someone cuts me off on the road. How much less can I handle the death of my son? So obviously it's not my strength, right? So it's God's strength through me. So anyways, Nerdland says, Dan, nope, I am not the man. I'm the biggest idiot here, but that's okay. Moat, you're a legend. MG says, Kong says, nope. Chaotic. That's one of the reasons you inspire so many people. Okay, I appreciate it, guys. This is the way. Yes, Ralphie. All right, so to kind of move off of that, if your link is still live, if you could post that maybe, Moat, on the chat, that would be cool. But I think everybody who's on here follows you, and hopefully everybody was able to donate. And I saw your Goonies Never Say Die challenge, which I appreciate you doing that. Do you think anybody else is going to respond to that besides Toxin?
I hope so. I know that I called out a couple people smaller. See, and I called out a couple people in the community. And I called out content creators. I'm hoping they do, because some of y'all might get questioned about it next Tuesday live on stream. I know that y'all are busy, but it takes 5 minutes to record a video.
Yep.
I'm just saying, like, again, I love the idea behind it originally, and I do have B-roll of it. I did go to like arcades and record stuff, but I'm just like, you know what? This isn't one of those things where we need to be showy. It's just sometimes you need to be genuine. And since we were already in the sauce, you know, and Mike really wants to know that he wanted to be in the video. Hey, you know, let's just do it live. You know what I mean? Like, let's just do it live. You know?
I saw that. That's awesome. Well, hopefully some guys will catch on. I mean, part of me is like to challenge some of the larger content creators who have more influence in this community to say, you know what, I want to make sure that I take time out to say some positive things that are just positive, right? And I know a lot of guys do that, but that's okay. So I appreciated you doing that. I know Phil was stoked to see you do that. I know Mike, we've all been involved with this. Jesse, Headshake, I'm not sure if you've been called out yet to do a Goonies Never Say Die challenge, but it's just 3 things that you love about the community. That's all.
Not yet. I'm in though. Someone call me out.
Yeah, well, a lot of people that I called out have not responded, so it's okay. All right, let's switch channels here for a little bit. I want to do a little special. This is what we always do, and this is the bad guy Mike Worley. He has a little intro that he made for us, so let's watch this real quick.
It's my life in the box in front of me. Daddy talk in my arms is the soul of me. You walk by, ask to see me lay face
Take it away, Mike.
Those were real clips of me playing NES, by the way. That's what happens. You fall asleep on the couch, have to beat on the cartridge to get it to work.
You got to bite it, right? If it's Dragon's Lair.
Well, some games you do have to bite and throw and bury and whatever else. But this game that I was playing this week is not one of those games. I mean, it might get you frustrated to that point, but it's Battletoads on the NES. Has any of you guys ever played Battletoads? I'm assuming a lot of you probably have, right?
Oh yeah, I hate that game.
Yeah, I mean, it's on the Killer Instinct.
Right.
Has anybody played it on that?
Yes.
Yeah.
How does it play? I'm curious. Is it
As
Is it
hard as it
playable?
was on your NES.
okay?
It's
So it's
impossible.
pretty much exactly the same.
Yeah, you hit the coin button, it pauses, and you get the.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah,
So have any of you guys ever beaten it?
not on the cabinet.
Anybody in the chat ever beaten it? Because it's one of those games where it is notoriously difficult. I mean, if you looked up any list of the hardest games of the NES, or probably video games in general, Battletoads would probably be at or near the very top of that. But it is a really fun game, and it pretty much showcases like what the NES is capable of. And I know a lot of people probably didn't own it because it did come out in 1991, which is kind of near the end of the NES's lifespan.
Mhm.
The Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis were already out, so a lot of people didn't really get to play that. But I mean, just like the body animations whenever you punch somebody or kick somebody or hit them with your head, it was just so cool to play. But it's extremely difficult. And yeah, like they were talking earlier, I put up a video of me, and I invited my brother over to play it because that's one of the few games we had as a kid, and me and him used to play it all the time, and it would always end up in a fight, and you could understand why, because you could hit each other, and the game is just virtually unplayable with 2 players. I mean, if any of you guys ever played it with another, the Killer Instinct, does it play online?
The arcade plays online.
Not the console versions.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Oh, that's a shame.
Mm-mm.
So you would have to, in order to play with the second person, you'd have to have somebody there in the room with you.
Right.
I don't know. Can we keep continuing? Have you tried that mode? Like, could you actually beat it on KI? Or does it just
I
like,
have
kill us off
I
after?
have not tried it, but if it's anything like the console, I'm sure we're gonna get killed off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even if you have the only times I've ever beaten that game was one with a Game Genie with unlimited lives, and the other was on an emulator with save states. And even then, it's extremely difficult. And the game's actually impossible to beat with 2 players. Did you know that? Once you get towards the very end of the game, it glitches out and the second player freezes up.
Always.
So, yes, no matter where. I mean, I don't know if they corrected that. They may have corrected that when they put it on the arcade cabinet. But as far as the console game goes, no, you can't. You can't play it with the second player. But yeah, it's a really fun game. It's extremely, extremely difficult. I mean, if you're going to play it just to mess around, get a second player, because if you watch the video, within 3 minutes things got so out of hand, and me and my brother were killing each other and throwing each other off cliffs, just like we were 30 years ago. So we were having a blast playing it. And he was in the chat earlier. I don't know if he's still here, but it's one of those games. If you're buying a collection, you can get it for like $30-$40, and it's
Which
fun.
is
You
still
probably
pretty
won't beat it, but
expensive.
it's fun.
Still pretty expensive for the game. I mean, these games are getting like ridiculously expensive now.
Yeah,
All
they
the
are.
retro stuff.
And that's even the fairly common ones anymore are going to run you $20-$30 if they're good.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, cool, man. Oh, well, I had some gameplay, but I won't play it. But
That's okay.
to me, it's one of those games where I played it and I remember it on the NES, and it was just so frustratingly difficult for me as like a 10-year-old that I was like, I'd rather spend my time on something else, like Zelda, where I'm not dying every single second.
That's usually about how our gameplays went. It went on for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then we moved on to Zelda or something like that.
So real quick, Lisa's Retro Lounge says, I had Battletoads Battle Maniacs SNES and I loved it.
That is a very good game.
Okay. Is that any easier?
Yeah, a little bit. All the Battletoads games, even the ones that like Battletoads and Double Dragon, they're still difficult. They still have that Battletoads element, but they're not as just brutally unforgiving as the original.
Yeah. Papa Brad says the wall behind Mike worth more than a giant room full of arcade one-ups.
You might be right.
That's true.
Oh my God.
At least the marquees won't go out on them.
Yeah. Phil, we can talk about that.
No, all the little batteries in some of those games that haven't been removed in 35 years probably corroded the carts. So
those teeth are easy though. I mean, you just take the Q-tip with the rubbing alcohol.
Yep.
Clean
Or
it
you
right
see,
up.
like in my intro, you just blow in it. That's all. That's all it takes.
Okay, so real quick, I have limited time, so I got to go pick up my daughter at ballet in about 25 minutes, right? 25 minutes. So I don't want to end this early, but I do want to get to this. So next week on the show, everybody in the chat, we're going to be doing our giveaway because so many people have been blessing me with getting subscribers and telling people about my channel. So it's such a huge blessing that you guys have been involved in what I'm doing. And Mike has been instrumental. Phil has been instrumental. Jesse has been instrumental. I mean, really, the list goes on and on. Everybody in the Discord, in my Discord server, like Arcades Anonymous, has been so supportive and awesome. I know, Phil, you bought a few things so that you could give them away, which I was like, what are you doing? Like, I didn't understand why anybody would buy
we
things.
want more people to have a chance to win something.
Yeah. I was just blown away that someone would buy something for my channel who barely knew me at the time. Well, we kind of knew each other. We were getting to know each other pretty well, but this was like a couple weeks ago, actually like a month ago when you did this, and you went out to a store and bought 3 products with your own money to give away on this Arcades Anonymous.
Well, it's a special time. I mean, 1,000 subs. I mean, we all clicked from the beginning. So
yeah. Well, it's a huge blessing. So what are you going to be giving away?
So I have a Starscream
Thanks, Edgar.
Transformer from the 1984 movie.
Nice.
A Dig Dug sign from Hobby Lobby, and a really cool Marty McFly Back to the Future.
From NECA. Okay. Awesome. Well, I know that Bobby Boo is going to be giving an iArcade away, a full iArcade. And Bobby has been, I mean, right when I was around 600 subs, he's like, I love your channel. We're going to promote you. And I was like, what? Who? I didn't even know him. And then this guy just wants to bless me. And so he now says, I'm going to actually give away a full iArcade on your channel once you reach 1,000 subs. Who does that?
Bobby's a good dude, man. Bobby's great. Like,
But who does that? Man, that's crazy.
Bobby. To die for? Yeah, he does.
I mean, to die for to me I've never seen anything like that. And then B is like, well, I want to be involved. And I was like, B, you don't have to get involved. You give me a break. And he's like, I'm going to give away an Intech Intech Fight Stick for your Switch. that can be put on old arcade 1-ups. So that's going to be given away too. And I want to go out and buy stuff because I feel like I'm a shill if I'm not doing anything, you know, like for my own channel. So we'll be giving away about 7 or 8 things, I think, next week on the Arcades Anonymous show. And I would love to have everybody in here. I wish I could buy something for everybody, but it's just incredible that these people are so supportive. And I just wanted to say I'm so blessed by that. But okay. So I usually have something where we have retro questions. But before we get to that, I want to know, what is your guys' favorite console, right? Or let me ask you this. What's better in your opinion? Nintendo Entertainment System or Sega Genesis? So I'm going to let Headshake TV go first. What, in your opinion, is better? Nintendo Entertainment System or Sega Genesis?
We were a Nintendo household, so I never had a Sega until way years later. We started with Nintendo. Me and my brother fighting over the controllers. Me swinging the controller, hitting him in the back with it, taking turns.
That's outstanding.
Yeah, so we were a Nintendo house.
Okay.
Super Nintendo as well, but Nintendo all the way.
Okay. All right. Well, in the chat, I want to know. Press 1 for Nintendo and 2 for Sega Genesis. That's what I would love to know. Mike, I'm not even going to ask you. That's just dumb. All right, Phil. Tell me you got the right answer for
I'm going for Sega Genesis.
Thank you.
I got it right in the other room. Right in the other room.
That's right.
Streets of Rage 2.
That's why I like you more than the bad guy. That's why I like you a lot more than the bad guy, Mike Worley. Yeah.
You know, the Nintendo,
You guys.
the rectangle, they'd like dig into your hands when you're playing them.
Well,
It's
I
really
mean,
uncomfortable.
I feel like you'd break the controllers if you were playing them nowadays.
Yeah, they did redesign the controller, but that was way later.
Yeah, the dog bone. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So, Moat, give it to me. I guess it's like split.
That's not a fair question because part of me wants to say NES, but
Okay.
I mean, but considering I got to go NES, and I love Genesis, but I got to go NES only because that's where I got to start. You know, like it's too much nostalgia. You know, like there's so many games, so many experiences. Your Metroid, your Double Dragon 2s, Contras, like TMNT. Like, yeah, I got to go.
That's what puts
NES.
it over the edge. Just the game.
I just
library.
played my NES a couple days ago. Yeah, like I got to go NES. Like
I was actually
all
playing
right.
what Chaotic bought me one of those small little handhelds of the Zelda, right? The Zelda Pocket versions or whatever, the Pocket Watch or whatever. Game and Play or Game and Watch.
Game
Game
and
and
Watch.
Watch. I got the Mario.
So I play that literally every single night. So I get it. I grew up on NES. I'm not going to rip on NES, but all right, Jesse, you tell me.
Well, I was never big in Nintendo, so I'll go with Sega. But to be honest with you, during the years of that, I was more of a computer gamer
Okay.
at that
All right.
time. I was a computer snob. So
Really?
yeah,
Okay.
well, I wrote a lot of programs. I sent them over to Run Magazine and Compute Magazine and stuff.
Mm.
So I was heavily into coding and writing programs and playing on computers at that time.
Huh.
Dan, I think if you would have said SNES versus Sega Genesis, yeah, you probably would have won in a landslide. But you went original Nintendo, so you kind
I get it.
of stopped
I get
your
it.
own momentum.
All right. Kong says, Lakers are going to lose game 2. Boo. That's not okay. Yeah, I mean, to me, this is a valid question because it gets asked a lot. Obviously, Sega Genesis, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, those are the 3 classics that most of us grew up on. However, there is kind of a point, like the sports games for Sega Genesis compared to the regular Nintendo.
So much better.
Way better. Yeah.
Even the Super Nintendo, Sega had the sports titles
Yeah, they totally
and the
did.
fighters.
NHL. I mean, even Street
NBA
Fighter
Jam.
Champion Edition. I mean, Mortal Kombat was better on the Sega Genesis
Yeah,
and the
it
Super
was.
Nintendo. But yeah, I get it. I totally do. I get why the Nintendo is much quote unquote better because of the nostalgia. But for me, I'm a Sega Genesis guy. So
I got to shout out to Lisa there. It says Commodore 64. That was one of my loves, absolute loves.
Commodore
I
64.
spent more time on the Commodore 64 than I should have, I think.
Virtual Boy. What about Virtual Boy? That's for Mike, the bad guy, Mike Worley. Mo, did you ever have a Virtual Boy?
My brother had one. Yeah, it was pretty. I used it for 2 seconds and went back to my Genesis. So
Yep. That's right.
yeah, absolutely. But the sports games on the Genesis are better than the ones on the NES. Like really? Really? Like,
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Tecmo Bowl's a
So-
pretty
so-
good game.
I was gonna say, so we're gonna just
Oh,
just
come
like
on.
Tecmo Super Bowl and
Yeah.
and Blades of Steel.
Blades of Steel.
That is-
Yeah,
is-
NES.
is- is- is-
Wait,
is-
wait,
is what
wait,
we're
wait,
doing
wait.
right now.
I feel like I'm going to mute you guys. Blades of Steel was nothing compared to NHL 94.
It was
Really?
just newer. It was just newer.
Oh man, it was
just
so
newer.
much smoother. I don't know. Okay, chat, help me out here. I mean, no, that you're probably going to side with Moat because you like him more. That's fine.
No, not a competition. It's just again, Genesis is great. You know, like you got your Eternal Champions. You had your Street Fighter 2 CE, where Special Champion Edition, which they actually just put on the eShop. I mean, on the expansion pack today on the Switch. So like
they
they were yeah, it's on there now. There's like a lot of games that are great on the Genesis, but sports games, I don't know. I mean, we're going to talk about Joe Montana football and Troy Aikman football and like
John Madden. Madden football is pretty.
That's where
legit,
Madden got
right?
its start, right?
Early
yeah,
Madden.
Madden. Yeah, that's where it got to start at. But it's
Dude, I
hard.
remember I'd be up at my neighbor's house playing that all the time and trying. He played football, and obviously I did too because I'm so huge. I weigh literally $135 and I'm 6'2". But like it's to me, I don't know. We don't need to debate this right now, but I just wanted to see what you guys kind of your thoughts on that. Everybody in the Double Dribble. Did you guys play Double Dribble on the NES?
Yes,
Mhm.
All right, I did love me some Double
like
Dribble.
skate or die. I mean, like there's sports games and skateboarding is sports technically. So
Yeah, no, that works. That works.
yeah.
All right. I want to do this before time runs out too. Discord winners for our competition. So let's watch this.
Little boy escaped from the evil palace. Many other children still there. What we do, Dr. Jones? What do you think?
I think that somebody believes the good luck rock from this village is one of the lost Shankara stones.
What is Sankara?
Fortune and glory, kid. Fortune and glory.
Pinball winners for Star Wars Battle of Minbom, The Bad Guy Mike, Williams, The Getaway, Nerdloft Gaming, and Marvel Fear Itself, G.I. Joel. Arcade winners is Miss Pac-Man with another one from Papa Brad, and the Cone of Shame belongs to Chaotic BPR. So I just had every single time I try to have a little bit of fun with that. So, and I apologize, but I'm not really sorry that you're the butt of my jokes, Mike. It's just
It's okay. I'm not good at 80s arcade games. The secret's out.
Oh, okay. Well, Overtime says worst of the three original, which incidentally, Overtime's going to be on the show soon, but worst of the three original indie movies, but better than any of the new ones.
He's right.
All right. I agree. I agree. The third one, it has a place in my heart because I saw that in the theaters with my dad, and I freaked out when the guy had his hair grow out of his head and freaked me out at the end. So, anyways. Yeah, that's about it. I know that there's probably so much more. I do want to mention this. Mo, you got some things coming up, right? What do you have going on this week that you're gonna, I want you to kind of tell.
Oh man. Okay. If you haven't had enough of my face already this week, tomorrow night game time, with Tech Buzz and Bill's Retro Gaming Show, and I think Jade is going to be there as well. I think Sheila's going to be there. Friday night on the Mo Plays channel, I got next. We are continuing the Killer Instinct Trifecta on the Arcade 1-Up. We're going to finish that series, and then we open it up to the public. We play on KI, the Marvel cabinets, the Big Blue. So if you've got any of those, Yoga Flame Shinku come through, have fun with the community, play games, no entry to enter. And then Sunday is the Salty Runback tournament for X-Men versus Street Fighter on the Arcade 1-Up. And then, maybe there'll be another video out of this week or something. I don't know. We'll see.
What the heck, man? I mean, I'm barely surviving off trying to edit a video once a week, do this show, and I was thinking about going live and doing my own show, but I'm like, that was so much work and so stressful. You're crazy.
it's all about how you spend your time. My daughter was getting her hair done last Saturday, and I edited the video at the salon that went up today on the Whole Plays channel.
Wow.
It's all about time management. Work harder, not smarter. Or work smarter, not harder. So
All right,
yeah.
Headshake, give it to me. Do you have any plans for this weekend? Are you going to put any content out?
We'll see. You got to stay tuned. Yeah, I'm gonna start shooting some stuff.
Good.
Some arcade tours and breakdowns and marquee swap outs. Sorry, PD7. I might copy you a little bit, but
there's
gonna
plenty
do
of marquees to change.
Got some marquees that are washed out as all hell, if I could say that here.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're
Just
good.
did.
All right.
It exists. Yeah. Okay.
That's about
All right.
it.
All right. Well, I know that Mike and Phil and Jesse, we're kind of regulars, but I do want to say this. I want to give a little shout out to a live show that happened last night, and I'm not sure if they've nailed down a full name yet. I think they're talking about Arcade Nerds United. I think is what they are, from Arcades Anonymous, the Discord channel. They went live with the Nerd Lounge Master 84 last night. You had Chaotic BPR last night and Multicade Matt. So they had a live show last night. They did a great job. So I want to shout them out. Anybody who's on our Discord channel, we do competitions every single week on the pinball tables, and we do it on 80s games right now. So please join that. Moat has a ton of people on his Discord. They're talking all the time. You have maybe 75 different channels of everybody talking, and everybody does. So it's a great place to do it. But other than that, I will see you guys next week. I'm so stoked. Anybody want to say something before I get off?
One thing
Giveaways.
One thing I want to point out real quick is comment Console Fanboy made. He mentioned Impossible Mission. I mean, that was one of the greatest games I had ever played in my life. I think I was addicted to that game. I can't believe he actually put that up. I don't think not many people know Impossible Mission. I don't think.
Is that on Commodore?
Yeah, I was addicted to that game. I spent many nights on that game.
It's like when World of Warcraft first came out for me, but yeah.
He brought back a lot of memories mentioning that.
Yeah, I actually got addicted to Pokemon Arceus, believe it or not, but that's just me.
Nice.
I'm so stoked for Tears of the Kingdom to come out, but anyways. You guys are loved. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, chat, for coming in and talking and encouraging us. Let's keep encouraging each other and just be a positive influence into this community. Moat, I want to hear more about your charity stream. I selfishly would love to get involved, obviously.
That's next one's in October.
Yeah. So I'll definitely see what I can do. But yeah, guys, thanks so much. Sorry to end this kind of earlier. It's been over an hour. It's quick. Boom, boom, boom. Hopefully you guys' Wednesday night is awesome. And tell everything. We'll see you guys next week. We're going to do that giveaway and tell people about it. Please tell people about this.
Spread the word. Spread the word.
Not to have them subscribe to me. That's not the goal of this giveaway. But the giveaway is to really bless people. Okay, so that's the goal. So tell people that you want to get involved. They'll have a chance to win an IA Arcade, an Intech gaming thing for Arcade 1-Up. They'll have a chance to win some cool prizes besides that Phil picked up. I'm going to try to pick up a few. So we'll see. So I know King's Archon was talking about toppers for the actual stools for Arcade 1-Up, Star Wars toppers. So anyways, you guys are loved. We'll see you guys next time, and we'll see you later.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.
See you guys.
Go Kings, go.
Go Kings, go.